Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town.
I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. It's got so
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to Portman Road for the post-game fans reaction. I'm, of course, your host, Martin the Governor Lambert, and this is Portman Road following a 1-1 draw. And we are partnered with Ipswich Buses. Ipswich Buses Matchday ticket, don't forget, you can get around. Go contactless with Ipswich Buses. Forget the petrol shortage. Ipswich Buses have got you sorted. We all said we could score goals for fun, and then today it was huff and puff, and I felt at times maybe it wasn't going to happen, but it finally did. And I'm stood here wondering at the great feat of Sir Ralph under the gaze of Sir Bobby, thinking, how do we not win this game? Honestly, we were the stronger team, in my opinion, for the full game. There was periods where Wednesday were, of course, in the ascendancy, but we controlled it. We conceded a sloppy goal, standard Ipswich Town Football Club. And we didn't win today's game, Matthew.
No, I know.
How?
But let's not forget, we did get out of jail card there, I think, because it looked like it was just going to stay 1-0. I was watching the game thinking who would be man of the match, and in the end I had to give man of the match to Bond because that was genius what he did there.
Yes.
It was George Best-esque, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
George Best-esque.
It was just sort of like
Shay Given.
Prowling like a lion behind an international keeper. He's thrown the ball out. That just goes to show you how bad communication can be on the pitch. They've got 3 centre-halves on the pitch there, Sheffield Wednesday. Not one of them has said to him.
Well, that's what he was saying as they went to the halfway line. He was saying I couldn't hear, which in credit is to the North Stand, because at that point, after a period of maybe a little bit of a lull, they were making a lot of noise at that point and made it difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Colin was just saying, I mean, we could have even won the game, couldn't we, when Harper was right through. Why didn't lay the ball off to Bond and make it 2-1? I don't know. He's gone for goal.
He's seen his name in glory.
Yeah,
because he shrugged off 3 players like they were rugrats. Yeah. And he's powered through, and I'm thinking, right, you've got 2 chances there. You're going to hit the back of the net or it just seemed like one of them days.
You would say Sheffield Wednesday took the lead undeservedly, wouldn't you? Because we did have
absolutely, yes.
There was a lot of chances there. Do I feel like we probably deserved to win the game? You've got to take your chances, haven't you? We didn't do that.
Yeah. But we had the chance. But I think they did.
Yeah, okay, that's to be fair. We did have those. But we were lucky to get a point. A point is great, because I was thinking, you know, how the hell are you supposed to climb this table if you win one game, you lose the next, you draw the? Do you know what I mean? You're never going to climb.
Yeah, you're right.
So we got 4 points from 2 games. Doncaster, I think, a bottom. Come here Tuesday. Real good opportunity to get another 3 points on the ball. And suddenly you've got 7 points from 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Promotion form, would you believe?
Oh, well, steady on, but you are left wondering, as I am, how we didn't win. And you mentioned Bond there.
Yeah.
He's had a moment of genius, but he's equally had a number of chances. And he's not been Bond today.
One of life's mysteries, that is, how can he be so clinical against Lincoln and score that header? And he's suddenly through one-on-one with the keeper, and he doesn't. Well, he's either waiting for the flag to go up, and he's waiting to break the back of the net, and neither happened.
Yeah. It's a pork shot as well. It's just straight to the keeper's stomach.
It was this, wasn't it? It was this rather than putting his laces for it. But I do think if there's a negative to come out of it, a real positive is to be 4 point, right? For me, the negative to come out of it was a lot of plays didn't actually play to the performance I'd expect. Selena seemed anonymous to me.
Really?
Fraser I didn't really rate today. I thought they were both going to come off, and in the end it was Burns and Selena, wasn't it? See, Burns done all right first half, to be fair.
Isn't that the beauty of football? I thought Burns was Mr. Anonymous today, and I thought Selena and Fraser both
just what Stan's sitting in, doesn't it?
Were really, and particularly Scott Fraser, I thought today, He's a player that every time I see him, I've got to play him central because when he gets the ball, things seem to happen around him.
The issue with him, of course, is he's a square peg round hole, isn't he? He's having to be
slow
put
as
out
well.
on the left. But I don't know. At least we now have strength in depth on subs.
We do.
Because last season you'd been, as we always say, the joke is you'd have brought on Hawkins and Drennan, wouldn't you? Suddenly you're bringing on Piggott. Suddenly you're bringing on.
Flipping it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the end, I suppose we haven't lost. We've got one more point than we had at the start of the day, and we're now undefeated in 2 games. Happy days. Because you was here the other week, and everyone was moaning at 5-2, weren't they? So.
Because we got royally dismissed by Bolton, who I think today lost. I think.
At least you've seen what gets Sunderland. At least you're now seeing the building blocks off the back of those defeats. You're seeing foundations now.
Yeah, I think something come out of today's game as we finish up with yourself and bring somebody else in a second. I think another thing today is the resilience. You're going to go down at home to a strong Wednesday side who haven't had the greatest form themselves over the last 3 games, but still a decent side. And you've got 1 or 2 ways you can go as a football team, particularly after your last home game being such a horror show. Yeah. You stand up, you get counted, and you come back again, or you sink and you get beaten 2-3, 4-0. Yeah, exactly. They stood up today. Not only they stood up, they played really well.
And right to the final whistle as well. And could have won it, as we say, could have won it at the final whistle.
We came harder.
Could have won it at the final whistle. Sheffield Wednesday are now finding themselves in this sort of quicksand of League One now, aren't they?
Paul Lambert quicksand.
They thought themselves that they could come down and get a few results. Suddenly now they're sort of flailing in mid-table. They've not beaten us. They've not beaten Shrewsbury. They've lost to Morecambe. You know, suddenly turning into hard.
Yeah, you're right. Because you flip it from Wednesday's perspective, you're a goal up away from home at a ground they haven't won at yet. Yeah. It's Ipswich now. A ground that they haven't played well at. This is Ipswich again. You want to see this game through. Yeah. And obviously Darren Moore made some institutions to try and do that. Yeah. And it's an error. Defender,
didn't they? That's going to be a long journey home for them, especially on the nature of the goal. It wasn't like we stuck one in from 30 yards, was it?
No.
It was like, it literally was schoolboy. Wait to see it on TV. It was literally schoolboy.
Oh, it really was. Yeah, it truly was. I'll bring the Cruncher in right now because Cruncher, I want to talk about Paul Cook because obviously
I want to talk about the prediction league because I've climbed it today.
Have you really? Breaking news from Portman Road.
2 correct predictions. I think I went 1-1 Town and I went 2-0 Everton. Matt, how'd you get? How many points you get? Prediction league today. You still big fat. You dare and look. You dare and look. Can you get that dotted line out, please?
I can. Matt dotted line. Big R. Relegation. So you got yourself 6 points there.
Yeah. I don't like to say I told you so, but I did tell you it'd be 1-1, didn't I?
You did. So you're into the draw for the spot prize. Look at that. Look, you might go and see the show and you might watch it from home.
Wasn't the best game, was it?
I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a thoroughly enjoyable game. Maybe it meant personal reasons to me. I wanted to get the win.
Yeah, I know that.
I passed the sky like I never had such a sky before.
I don't think we've done enough to win. But then you do look back at the chances. Look at the one that Bond missed early on. The one that Harper late on, if he's late.
Bond 1-on-1 in the second half.
But if you're a Wednesday fan, you're going away sick, aren't you? But saying
beautiful, isn't it? Say it again.
Yeah, they're sick. The Owls are sick tonight.
Oh, Wednesday fans are feeling sick.
They probably got themselves to blame because they took Berahino off. They're sitting back, taking 1-0.
Yeah.
And the keeper's had an absolute brain fade, hasn't he? He's had an absolute brain fade.
Absolutely.
He's just gone to sleep.
Yeah, I still think it's the North Stand's got to have a massive pat on the back there.
But why? Why, when you're a goalkeeper, you have the ball in your hands? You're winning 1-0 with what the last time. Kick the ball long.
Or you could be dropping it because he's thinking he's going to take his time. You'll draw sort of Bond to him. What if he gets is that Bond.
But Bond done quite well. We've just watched the goal back. He does well because he's obviously there. He anticipates.
But then he does well with what he does afterwards.
Yeah, and Fraser does well, squares it, and it's just a tap in for Chaplin.
I really did. I really fancied him today. I thought he was a great player. Everything worked through him.
I think he's a bit of a Marmite player. I think some people say he had a poor game. He's clever, isn't he? He's not the quickest, but he always pops up in them little areas.
Such tight control.
Yeah.
And I think when him and Selena get a little understanding going, I think it's going to be really good. But then
you've got so many options in your mind. You've got it worries me. It doesn't worry me. It's just I find it a bit disappointing when you've got a striker on the bench who scored 22 goals in this league last season. You're bringing him on with 12 minutes.
This is what I want to talk about because it got 60. They got to 60 minutes again today, and I turned to my mum and I said, "This is the time when a manager needs to earn his money and change the game." And so far this year, for me, Paul Cook hasn't done that. It's just starting to peter out. We're not creating as many chances as we were. We're not on top as we were. He now needs to make these changes. It was another 15 minutes.
Yeah, lets the game go too long. But we got warned about that, didn't we? This is not new. We did get when he was at Portsmouth.
But when he brought the subs on, they changed the game. So give him another 10 minutes, be a bit more assured in your decision.
Yeah.
It seems to me like there's conversations on the bench and nobody wants to be the one that says we should do it because, and sort of stick their neck out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It seems that we could do
65 minutes. I think you need to be
65 minutes. Absolutely,
making
change
that
the game.
change, not leaving it and then leaving it and then thinking, oh, look, we're still 1-0 down, because it was sort of petering out a little bit, and we weren't really.
Absolutely.
There is one.
There is
one.
There
Alex
is.
Griffin.
There is.
Has he still got his suit on?
No, he has. He took it off before
He
the
took
game.
his suit off. Very disappointed.
But when he did make the substitutions, I've got to say, I thought they were right ones. You know, it was Harper who I felt had a great 10, 15 minutes. Piggott held the ball. I think Piggott and Bond could be a great fun.
He showed, didn't he? Harper. I know Colin's going to come in and he's going to probably absolutely hammer him.
Good.
Probably rightly. But I think you see in that little passage of play how strong he is. He shrugged him off.
Oh, like Rugrats.
3 players, he just took him out of the game, just like that. And then he's got to get his head up. He's got to get his head up, Martin. He's in that position. He's seeing glory. He's thinking,
put yourself in Harper's
2-1.
position. You come off the bench. You're on the bench for a kid. You've shrugged off 3 of their players like they're not even made of anything, and you got a goal in front of you. You see Callie's little beaming face in your head for after the game. And you think, I'm going to make him smile. I'm going to put that ball in the top corner.
Rick.
And instead, he hits the floor with his shot and it dribbles.
He's made a bad decision, hasn't he? But he'll learn. Listen, he's a young player and he'll learn. And
When he watches that back Monday morning, he'll cry.
Hopefully next time when he's in that position, he'll make the right decision. He's still a young player. We're still learning as a team, aren't we, really?
Yeah.
I think sometimes we play too slow around the back. I think sometimes you need to be moving that ball forward. It showed second half. I thought Donasian defended really well, Martin, but I thought second half over your side, he had got in a great position there and a real woeful ball in, and you think that's where he's limited. That's where it's a bit of like, what do you want? Do you want your defender, or do you want your flying fullback who's leaving space in behind?
You do at times sit there on the upper goal stand and wish you could pick him up and move him 4 or 5 yards further forward, because his starting position is so deep, and you're just thinking you're the outlet.
I thought first half the fullbacks didn't really get forward at all. Second half, Penny did.
Don't talk about Penny.
He's
lucky boy to be.
Gets in a lot of good positions, and then he's.
I'd rather play Miles Kinlaw.
He's. Would we rather play Bailey Clements?
Matt Stannard,
if you're watching.
Talk to me before I bring Colin in on Burgess, because I felt today was probably one of his best games. I thought he was a man mountain back there today.
I thought they both played well. He done well second half. He gave a real poor pass away, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he made
Bannon
a real good tackle. I want to talk about El Mazzuni, because we were all
Go for
before
it.
the game. We were saying
yours.
it's a real strange decision. I thought it took him 15, 20 minutes to get into the game. I don't know what you think, Martin. I thought he had a really good game. I thought he made some good tackles. He got his foot in. He went forward, looked to play forward, and it's a hard one now for him, because we all know that Sammy Morse is playing Tuesday night.
Lee Evans.
And where does that leave El Mazzuni? Look, he's shown Paul Cook what he can do in a big game. You know, we've had wasn't it great today? You know, when the teams come out, you look at that reaction we had from the fans. You got nearly 21,500, 2,000 from Sheffield Wednesday, and it was a proper game. It was a proper atmosphere, and I'm glad that we've got something out of it, and we can build on it and go forward to Doncaster Tuesday. And there's a game there to win, isn't there, really?
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. I'll bring Colin in now. See you tomorrow at 1:30, Talking Town Live.
Well done, Rich.
We'll stick on El Mazzani for a second, and then we'll go Dave, and then we'll go Ben with some comments from home and what Ben thinks as we round up. So El Mazzani, I actually felt he grew into the game as it went on, and towards the end, before he was taken off, he was really coming into his own.
I said pre-game, Martin. I said to me, 2 boys and everybody else was standing around, including Martin. I said pre-game. You know, when I heard the lineup, I thought to myself, well, at the end of the day, Paul Cook sees during the week what we don't see.
Yeah.
And he must have seen El Mazzuni getting himself about the pitch. I thought to myself before the game today, you know, is he the man to be like in that central midfield role? Is he the man to be making those tackles? I didn't really know. I couldn't say yes or no. But after what I've watched today, very, very impressed with that young lad. And like Rich just touched on just a little while ago, I do desperately feel very, very sorry for him, I know Morse is going to come in. Well, we
He's
think
made a
he
case
is.
for it, though,
We
isn't
think
he?
he
He's
is.
made a case for it.
Absolutely, Martin. And the reason I feel really sorry for him is because if it wasn't for the Morsey scenario that we think he's probably 95% nailed on that he's going to come in, El Mazzuni would definitely be starting on Tuesday night. Without a shadow of a doubt. He grew into the game. I totally agree, Martin. He passed it well. He tackled well. He got his head up. He done everything right that a central midfield player you want to have a central midfield player.
The only
He
thing
was
I would have
very,
wanted
very
from
good.
him, and maybe you'll disagree or maybe you will agree, first half, he's brought the ball forward, and Wednesday's just backing off, and they're backing off, and they're backing off, and it's opening up for him. And I'm thinking, if today's your day, it's going to be your day. Have a strike.
Yeah.
And then he lays it to the right, and and then the move breaks down. Have a shot.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he might have, just had, he's
If you're going
young.
to score, it'll be a day you felt for him. Surprise
Excuse me.
inclusion, opening
Yeah.
up. This is it. This is your moment.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I mean, maybe he had, like Rich said, big game in front of a decent size
Big crowd, noisy crowd.
Yeah, noisy crowd. Did he, did he take the safe option? Probably. But no, he had a really good
Talk
game.
to me about Raheem Harper then, because right at the end, he's galloping forward. He's knocking Wednesday players left and right, and he's got two options. Talk to me about it.
Well, Martin, he's, put ourselves in the same position. Would we have probably done the same thing? Possibly.
I'm not a pro player, so
No,
if you're doing
no,
what I'm doing, you're doing the wrong thing.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, if you take professional footballers in his position, so to speak, out of 100, how many people would have done what he did? Probably maybe 60 or 70, maybe 60%, but 40% or 45% would have definitely looked up, just chin up, have a little look. It was literally a side foot across the 6-yard box and literally a side foot in for Macaulay Pond.
Yeah.
And like Rich quite rightly
Well, I'm not
said,
convinced he would have finished it, to be fair, on his finishing today.
no, I think he would. He only had the net to beat. But like Rich said, he'll learn by it. And I hope he learns very, very quickly. I'm sure somebody in the dressing room will have had a little quiet word with him.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I was a little bit. I was a little bit disappointed in the end because, like I say, okay, I'm happy that we got a point, but I'm disappointed that he just didn't do the professional thing and give us all 3 points because Ipswich deserved it today. I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Yeah, I'll just bring Ben in. Colin, appreciate your speech.
Cheers,
tomorrow.
mate.
Hopefully,
You take
Ben,
care.
I think we can't go anywhere before we kick off with your fantasy football.
Let's not.
Talk to me, Ben, about your fantasy football points today. How many did you get?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. You got a minus figure, Benjamin. A big minus figure. What's going on?
Well, you said it yourself. I'm the Tinker Man. I just don't get happy.
Tinker, man. You're putting yourself in holes, mate. Anyway, right in front of you, Raheem Harper towards the end, Macaulay Bond. What did you see of it?
He's got to pass it. Whether he would have finished it or not, even then, just pass it or give yourself an extra yard.
But would one have finished it after his finishing today not being so slow?
Probably not.
Probably
but
not.
Give us a chance to win the game.
Absolutely. I'm going to bring Ben in a second with some comments because I know he's got to shoot off with his niece, and then Matt will take over hopefully the iPad. Who's today? We've talked about Harper, we've talked about Bond. Who was man of the match for you today? It ain't that hard. 11 players plays. This is why he's on minus.
It's a tough one because you could look at any one of them and say they've and you say they've had a good game. Burgess had a good game in the first half against Gregory, who that was a dive and that went up. But it's one of
Views
them.
of their own on the network.
Yeah. Man of the match. Donasian,
man of the match.
He had another good game against Sadapo, who's probably a good winger.
Crunch says goalkeeper. Haladki. Ben, I'll bring you in for Haladki and some comments at home. Ben, I think you're going to go home tonight and really reflect on your fantasy team, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to do something.
I think you definitely need to do something on a minus figure. But appreciate you as always, Ben. Welcome in. Obviously, the niece here today for her first game.
We did.
First of all, how did you enjoy it?
I found it really fun. It was really interesting.
Good.
100% prediction record so
There
far.
you go.
Very
She's
good.
nailing it.
Yeah.
So next week, if she says put a fiver on it, we might get a bit of money.
We will. I'll do a round robin.
But we will declare, obviously. Right, man of the match from yourself first of all. Who's man of the match who stood out?
Danasin for me. Yeah, thought he was man of the match. I thought he was solid, dependable. I thought he had a really good match. So there's nothing that really came through him. I thought it was quick, good decision making. I just think we lacked it a bit in the midfield, and there's this massive hole in front of the defence that, you know, I love to say it's a game for Morsey. I haven't seen him play yet, but there was this hole in the front of the defence that they were just banging on the whole game. I think if we solved that, we solved a lot of our problems, actually.
We spoke a couple of weeks ago on the Thursday night show, or it might be a Monday night show, and you said the immortal words. Season's over for me. Is it back on?
Yes. As it stood, it was over. He'd have lost another couple of games, of course. I think he would have been gone by now, but he hasn't. And as I said, I'm desperate to be proved wrong on that. So I've had a win and we've had a draw. If that's 4 points in a week, that's not terrible. A win and a draw, it's not bad. So for me, I'll feel probably a bit better about today on Tuesday night if we win. It's massive for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Tuesday night becomes a massive game, doesn't it? At home against Doncaster, who are struggling.
Massive.
Yeah, it has to be. What are the guys and girls at home feeling, Ben?
Really mixed on here. There's everything from hatred and vitriol to get Cook out and his terrible decision making, relegation battle, poor if for mid-table at the best, and everything to with having a really good game. We're solid, a good point against a good team. So we are split right down the middle today.
Really?
You saw it, didn't you? Everyone was either happy or sad.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was really weird, wasn't it? But there's no consensus today. It's one or the other.
That surprises me a little bit because I felt today we were really by far the best team.
I have to agree with you. I think for large portions of the match, we were the better team. I think we had 20 minutes in the second half where we were chasing.
Yeah.
But
all over again.
it is exactly like Burn all over again. But we rallied, and you got to say, look, Paul Cook, he's always 10 minutes late for his subs, but it was one of his subs that scored today. So you could say one cancels out the other.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just looking around at traffic. How many cars can you see here, Ben?
Yeah, it's like we're in the middle of a petrol station, isn't it?
You're better off going with Ipswich buses. You can go contact us on there, you know.
You can indeed. That's probably what I'll do next match.
Super blue.
Park and
Right.
ride.
I hope you enjoyed your first game.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a pleasant Saturday evening, the pair of you. I'm going to bring Big Dave in now. But final word from yourself. I want to know, Paul Cook, has he redeemed himself with you? Is it a clean slate with you? Or are we still a goalkeeping error away from you still being a little bit on
Speak
him?
to me Tuesday night. I have an answer for you. I know exactly where I am with it on Tuesday night.
You won't be here Tuesday night.
3 more matches. Well, very
Bottled
true.
it.
3 more matches. I said after I said he's gone, I said 3 more matches. That's the end of the third one. Win on Tuesday, all this seems better. That's 7 points out of 9. That ain't bad, so we'll see.
Not bad at all. Right, iPad to Matt,
Cheers,
please. And also, can I have the camera moved up? Because I'm bringing in Big Dave. We'll move forward a little bit. We'll ask the guys and girls to just move the camera. Is it? No? Dave, you're too big, mate. You're knocking your head off. Man of the match for you, first of all. We'll start nice and easy. Who's man of the match for you?
I think that's a difficult question, to be honest.
Really?
I had the Suffolk commentary in one ear throughout the whole game, and I pretty much agree with what they say, that none of our players really stood out, apart from Danassian. I thought Carroll was poor, but yeah, it's got to be Danassian for man of the match, definitely. Are you paying attention to me?
I am paying attention to you, but I'm trying to hear you as well. Because the iPad's too far away. There we go.
Well, I'm right next to you. Can't you hear me? Can we shout at
No,
you?
I can't hear you. I'm half deaf, and I've got the wrong one in. Right, carry on.
Okay. Yeah, so really hard to pull a man of the match out there. I felt we give them far too much time on the ball and far too much respect. We were a home team, and they had all the possession. I do. They were there for the taking. I mean, they weren't that good, were they? So many wasted crosses. But again, with us, so many wasted crosses. Where's the pressure? Where's the... Why are we tapping stuff around at the back when we're 1-0 down? Why are we not bringing another striker on? It's so
We did towards the end. Joe Pickett
I know we
arrived.
did.
He arrived.
Bring 2 strikers on, score a goal. What's hard to understand about this?
Dave, tactical big man.
No, definitely not.
I don't know your last name.
No.
Big man. Okay, let's break it down a little bit. I disagree with you in a little bit. I do not think we showed them respect. I think we were in their face. I thought we played really well. But I can see your point about tippy-tappy at times. When you recycle possession the way they wanted to, they wasn't quick enough. Yeah. So it was back. It appeared a bit of a Lambert ball at times, where it was possession padding and just a little bit slow. So I can see your point there. But you've not nailed down the man of the match, which is fair. There's a number of players. Let's start with Hladky. Because me and you stood here a couple of weeks ago and he'd had a horror show. Walton had a horror show. I want to ask you, how good was Hladky today?
I thought he had a great game today.
I thought he was amazing.
Good. He was good, He's definitely, I mean, credits where credit's due. He was dropped for that game. Walton had a bit of a shocker.
Yeah. But, as he should have been, though. He should have been dropped.
Absolutely, yeah, he should have been dropped. But it's good that he's got a chance to come back, and I'm really pleased for him that he's must give him a lot of confidence.
I felt today, and I know you'll disagree, maybe you agree. If you agreed, let me know. I felt today he commanded the area. He came for crosses, took pressure off the back line, and held everything.
He definitely wasn't a Dracula like Holy, was he? He was coming out and catching things. I mean, I can't see Holy getting in at all now.
Praise the Lord. Back four, Burgess, Edmondson, talking about those two. Were they better because the goalie behind them was a lot more confident and calm?
I thought they didn't have a good game. To be honest.
Really? Okay.
I thought they looked quite shaky. There was mistakes being made in there. Edmondson hasn't impressed me yet. But,
Has he not?
No, I feel a bit gutted for Wolfie, really. I thought he looked all right alongside Burgess. Maybe he'll get a chance against Doncaster. We'll see. Don't know.
Okay. Last point, because I hear the battery is starting to die on the iPhone. Insert joke. Is it a good point? Is it 2 points dropped? Where are you on it? Sorry, because there's a split fan base tonight, apparently, according to the comments. So where are you on it?
I still don't agree with all these cookouters, The only thing that annoys me about him is the decision making. But anyway, it was a good point in the end against a very good team. But we are a very good team and we've got a very good squad. Why are we not winning games?
It's a good question, and one we can probably pick up on tomorrow's Talk in Town. It's a great question. Dave, it's been a real pleasure. I've got neck ache now, but thank you ever so much.
Simpson Spiders. Keep an eye out for Simpson Spiders for your tarantula needs.
This is an unpaid advert from Big Dave, but seeing as he's 9 foot tall, he can say what he likes. Thank you all. You better, yes, absolutely. Better tarantulas, not for me. Thank you very much. I'll finish off with 2 microphones. Thank you for watching us this evening. Don't forget Ipswich Buses. Go contact us with them. Got the Ko-Fi link if you want to support the platform. It all gets put back in. Hello, Stuart. He's a boxer, so don't come around here. But yeah, with love, with care. Press the button, Matt. We're ending broadcast. See you tomorrow at 1:30 with Talking Town. Matt, Rich, and Kate Riley.